Hello and welcome back to the Hayden Show. This one's going to be a big episode today. This is the big popular one, my favourite. We're going to be doing, My Little Pony. So one of those great animated shows, best anime I think I've ever watched.
I feel like you got that wrong there.
Really?
I mean, I was watching My Little Pony just on my phone, but I'm pretty certain it's My Hero Academia.
Oh.
You know, one of the rare attempts of you actually get me to watch the show.
Oh, yeah.
It's usually the way around. It's usually, I say to you, I'll watch this show. You'll probably like it. I'll watch it, love it. But this is the kind of occasion where it's like, hey, watch this show. You know what? I'll give it a watch.
Come on.
About a month later. Finished every single series, I'm done. I want more. I want more.
I've not left my room.
Because, wow. There's no real show, it's just great. But I mean, as you said, for a pilot, it gets enough across.
Yeah.
From the get-go. Superheroes, action. The only thing it doesn't get across fully is in detail the school. It mentions the school, but it just gets the basics. Like, oh yeah, there's a school for heroes. That's it. It doesn't explain that that's like the whole premise of this. That's what it's going to be about. But it does explain, obviously, superheroes and supervillains and quirks.
It's focused mostly on All Might's concept of him.
Deku.
So Midoriya's drive to want to be a hero. It introduces Bakugo and obviously how much intense and anger and stuff.
It gets most of what you want across, but it's still vague enough to not spoil everything. Which, just like every other one we've done, it's what you want. You want it to be vague, not too vague, but vague enough, with still enough info to get you by, which it does. Because as I said, from the get-go, you got action straight away. You obviously meeting these heroes, which, as you said when watching it, was these heroes. They're not just one-time things. You actually get to see them more and more as the series goes on, and there's going to be more and more thrown in. There's a lot of stuff within it that is pretty useful. Obviously, Deku's got his book, which is something that comes in handy as the show goes along. So there's little things here that's just placed here to tease what's to come later on.
Even tease his suit.
Yeah, even tease his suit with that one little shot of seeing the bunny suit, which, he barely wears the mask, but I mean, he wears the rest of the outfit. But it teases everything, pretty much. Apart from, obviously, the fact that, there's the little bits that he doesn't tease, which, as you go along in this first, so many episodes, it does bring up. And even as you say, over the course of the series or so, it does bring up more. But it teases enough to what you to expect. And as you say, one episode in, and I was hooked straight away. I was like, I need to watch more of this. Yeah. I need to see where this is actually going to go. And it gets better and better and better. Yeah, there's some episodes that do drop back a bit, but I still find them pretty entertaining. And there's episodes that are just fucking out of this world. I wouldn't say this is an out of this world episode.
No.
But it's still a fun episode that hooks you in.
I mean, it ends on the question, can he become a hero? Because you want to know.
Yeah, he wants to know, can he become a hero? Because he doesn't have the power. Because it's it's very rare that you don't become a hero. And he's one of the rarest. It's 20% of people, isn't it? That don't.
80% of people have the quirk.
And 20% don't. And he's one of the 20% that doesn't have it because his bone in his foot's got 2 joints. It's a weird one. It's almost as weird as someone having to be able to smell stuff. Like a weird situation there, but it's the idea of they've got to have some way this showcasing that you can't all be here. You need some distinct, because as you say, at the end of the day, you can't really look at someone and go, like a doctor or stuff, and go, you're a hero. Oh no, you're not a hero. There has to be some way to separate humans and heroes, and it's quite a unique way of doing it. Looking at the bone in the foot. Yeah, it's quite a unique and weird way. Because there's probably many other ways you could do it. Maybe you can see some lighting or something inside the body or whatnot. It's something that looks out of the ordinary.
More biological.
Yeah. But obviously in this it's just a bone in the foot. It's the toe. It's a pinky toe, isn't it? Something like that.
Yeah. The bone in that pinky toe is only one joint, not two. Because that's more streamlined. More you see a clear sign of evolution. Basically, the idea.
It's a weird one, but I give them credit for going for it.
Yeah.
As there's many other ways a lot of shows have shown this, like, this is how the powers here. Like, as you look at Guardians of the Galaxy is a good example. If you look at Star-Lord, they look at like the X-ray of him, it's all glowing. Like, that is something that they could have done, but obviously it's like, no, let's just look at the toes. But I feel like Quentin Tarantino made this.
Probably.
With his foot fetish and all. I feel like he was like, he must have snuck in, like Michael Bay does with all the other things he does. He, like, sneaks in, he's like, yeah, it's changing. I feel like Tarantino walked in when they were writing the concept and was like, feet. Put the feet in there. Fuck's this guy? Feet. Or get Sam Jackson to kick your ass.
We're all Japanese. Can you understand what we're saying?
I feel like he definitely snuck into the studio and just like, it was like, yep, some feet in there. Heck, it's probably not even in the manga. He probably just snuck into the anime studio and just put it in himself.
The manga has no reference to feet whatsoever.
It's an actual, like, proper, in-depth, really good explanation. But Tarantino snuck in on the actual animation floor and was like, gonna do it to feet instead. But we've got this really cool, like
the manga
concept drawing.
We show all like every one of the quirks got like 4 DNA strands. It's like shows like proper like
in depth. No.
Like feet.
Feet, please.
Oh, it's definitely an interesting way of showing it, but it's quite fun. And I mean, even the whole, you don't even get to see much of like what makes All Might so special.
Yeah, it's just like a brief thing.
Yeah,
like you literally just get to see like one shot of this weird scrawny guy,
skeleton guy,
and then like a big buff guy, and then it's just obviously that's it. Then it's not till the very end you see him again. It's like cuts back to obviously Midoriya dealing with his stuff, and then obviously it all collides at the end, ready for the next episode where it's gonna fully kick off, because it hasn't fully kicked off. It's just got to unlike obviously if you look at like Attack on Titan where at the end it fully kicked off. You're like, whoa. Whereas this, it doesn't. It ends on the cliffhanger of a question rather than everyone coming dying. Yeah, it's something a bit different.
It's more of a fun like show. The entire show is more fun.
There is darkness.
Yeah,
there's a lot of darkness in there, but as it compared to the other ones we've been doing, it's a lot more fun because it's superheroes, and superheroes are pretty much fun. Obviously, they have the dark sides, but it's basically fun.
I mean, the whole like premise of this entire show is based off of Marvel and DC comics. The creators like, I like the idea of these comics. I want my own version.
Basically, basically like us. This minus the school.
Yeah. Or is there?
Oh damn it! You've got My Hero Academia again, haven't you?
Maybe. I've brought it.
That's the thing. Even like animation, because obviously, once again, the animation is different. As we said, obviously, Supernatural. Obviously.
Bare Bones.
Yeah, obviously, Attack on Titan and Cabaneri had very much similar style, and then obviously Demon Slayer had a different sort of dynamic. And then you look at this; it's a lot different as well. I mean, like when they first showed Midoriya, like they're standing at the fucking lights, and none of them have got faces. Yeah, they're all blank faces. It's like there's like a lot of this show in general. I find as it goes along has a lot of weird animations, but they're pretty cool. Like the getting punched in the nuts animation is like my best scene.
It seems very comic-y.
It's very comic book like. Yes, I agree.
That's the idea.
Which makes, as you say, it makes sense being superheroes. Yeah. It makes sense having them be comic book designed, which is pretty well thought out, really. Because they could have done any anime. They could have done like an Attack on Titan animation. Yeah. Simple as, done. But they went for the more comic book, looks like it's drawn design, which works. Because it does work for the more quirky stuff, like I say, when he gets punched in the nuts and he goes all grey and it's all like shivering. It makes it works for all these like really goofy moments. Like when he finds that, obviously, like when he's trying to stand to Bakugo at one scene, he gets really angry. He turns around and he looks at him and he's like, yeah. That wouldn't really work, I don't think, in any other animation style. But it works because it looks like that's something you'd see in a comic book, which is pretty cool. Yeah,
definitely. And it's like, I think with My Hero Academia as well, I like how diverse all the quirks are. Like, some of them are just so random.
I
like
say,
pulling your eyes out.
I was like, you get the glimpse of it in this, don't you? Because if you think about it, you only really get to meet Deku, Bakugo, and obviously All Might. That's all you get to meet, really.
You see everyone in the background.
You see the background ones, as you say. Obviously, you got the two at the start, the two heroes. You got the tree guy and the big booty. Money shot, money shot, money shot, money shot. You get to see those sort of weird, like, obviously one's giant, one can use fucking trees. You get to see the fucking hose guy. You get to see the really muscly fucking jackhammer type fucking bashing guy. Obviously, then you get to school, you get to see the weird quirks there, like one big nosed and a wise. You got the sort of Mr. Fantastic neck stretch, the putting out the eyes.
Some girl has fire hands.
You get to see all these like you get to see so many different quirks. Yeah, most of them are fucking useless as hell.
That's the idea.
But most of them aren't. Got a lot that are pretty useful in certain situations. As you say, which is something you get to learn as you go along. There's different roles heroes play. You've got the more brute force heroes that are used for the fighting. You've got the psychic heroes who just give assisting them. And then you've also got the sort of protection heroes, like the ones like the firefighters, like the guy with the hoses.
Rescue ones.
Your rescue heroes, the ones that deal with the more rescue situations rather than getting in the fight. So while everyone else is dealing with a fight, they're rescuing people, and you got the ones obviously making sure no one gets hurt, like stopping them, like the one he's like putting his arms across so no one can get through, like stuff like that. That's what I find pretty cool. It's not like I see if you look at like most like superhero things, most of it's just all action. They're all getting involved. Whereas this, it's not. Most are doing protection details. They've got everyone's got their role, and obviously you even learn later on the other roles that there is, the non-like superhero ones, like the ones that are building stuff for the hero. There's so many different there's different sort of roles within this show, which you get to learn as it goes along. Because this just scratches the surface, like barely scratches the surface. But it's pretty interesting to draw you in to then learn the rest of it and learn about all these other heroes, the villains, what quirks there are, what characters are really good, what characters are really shit. What characters have really good powers? What characters have really dumb powers?
Very unique powers that are actually pretty good and like powerful in unique ways.
Yeah, like you look at them and go, "Oh, that's a really shit power." Like obviously the one with the balls to the head, sticky balls. Mineta is like really shit power. You're like, oh, that's an awful power, but they're very useful for certain situations. Plus, he's there for comic relief. He's being a really fucking horny bastard. Like the best one. Not just not to go too far into it. There's like the whole series in the changing room. It's like, there's a hole here. Someone's Shawshanked here, so we can actually look into the girls' changing room. Puts his eye through. It's the fucking
it's Jiro's
the fucking ear jack straight in the fucking eye. Oh, that scene is so.
Or the one where it's that's the summer camp. He's climbing the wall with his balls.
Oh yeah, and that kid just like punches him off, and the kid turns around. And it's the arse shot as well. They land straight on the fucking shady guy. He's always running. He's got the fucking engines in his fucking legs.
I know the name. I've got Ida.
Yeah, Ida. When he fucking lands arse face and that's the thing. This doesn't fully go into the detail in the comedy side of it. It's just showcasing more the superhero aspect. Yeah. But as you go along, you get to see the more comedy side of it, which is the side that makes this show so good.
Oh my god, the comedy
is good. It's just like so over the top comedy. But obviously, as it goes along as well, which as I said, this fully focuses on Deku. This episode does pretty much, which is interesting because a lot of episodes are fully focused on certain characters. Yeah. So it's not like a show where it's just like, oh, no, it's one main character. Or these are all side characters, yada yada. This gives characters episodes to shine. Even like not the proper heroes, the ones that are like Endeavour, which gets to meet later on. Obviously, All Might,
Hawk.
Yeah, Hawk. That's his name. Not Hawkeye. Hawk.
Hawkeye. Yeah.
Obviously, you get to see all these heroes, and they get their own little episode or little arc, which I say a lot of shows won't. They'll just focus fully on like a main character or like a couple of people around him. Whereas this gives everyone their own arc at some point, which even like during like big arcs, they'll drag characters there and let other characters take the shot, and then the next one, those characters won't be using it. The next ones are being that's quite unique for me. That's quite well done, and obviously this episode, as I say, doesn't show that, but it's cool when this hooks you enough to come back to see that. Yeah, which is pretty cool.
Like I remember Kirishima's one. I was like. Amazing.
Everyone's I don't think anyone's got a really bad arc.
Yeah.
Everyone's got either like some emotional arc.
Even Minette had one.
Even Minette, yeah.
Which was, what makes you want to be a hero? To get girls.
Everyone has like an emotional arc, and this shows the start of Deku's emotional arc.
Which is a really big fucking long arc.
It's a big arc, and obviously this scratches the surface of that by showing the fact that he's quirkless, and he wants a quirk, but he wants to get into school to be a hero. So how is that going to happen? Which very similar to which episode did you reference before? You referenced one of the ones we've done before. You said it leaves you with a lot of questions. I think it's Demon Slayer. This leaves you with a lot of questions because the idea of okay, then how's this guy going to become a hero? The world's greatest hero, which he says a lot of times, right?
What's his answer going to be?
How's he going to be that? Because he's got no power, and that makes him the full hero. Yeah. It's obviously if he could do that will make him like a hero, but he won't make him the hero he wants to be. It won't make him All Might. So how is he going to be All Might? Which is something you get to learn as you go along. Pretty cool.
Also, quite good to see how you see Deku starts off as quite this bumbling, useless character. You see, he doesn't seem. The only thing that he shows to be good at is analysing.
Yeah, analysing. Right.
And that is it. Yeah. Like you think, how could he become a hero?
How could he become this big hero like All Might, which you see during flashbacks when he's watching obviously videotapes, who saves like dozens and dozens of people in one go, which everyone's so shocked that it's happening. It's like, he's just saved so many people. He's bringing more, and he's carrying like about 6-7 people on his shoulders, and he's like, how is Deku going to be
live up to that?
This character, which is pretty good. And obviously, you also got Bakugo's obviously argument of I want to beat All Might, or I want to be better than him. So there's that little tease of his arc there. Yeah. It's quite cool.
It's quite funny because like they are both basically massive fanboys of All Might.
Yeah.
It's how they both take like different like lessons from him.
One wants to be better than him, or one wants to be him. Which is one wants to be him / better than him at the same time. One wants just to be All Might.
Yeah.
Which is pretty cool.
It's quite fun way as well, because the Bakugo is like you'd think he'd become a villain.
Yeah,
like
from the get go, I mean, you get the first instance was flashback, and you're like, this guy's like a bad guy.
Yeah,
and it's interesting how that character develops into still this arsehole.
His rival.
Essentially, yes, he's his rival. But it's just interesting that obviously they keep the idea of him being an arsehole, but they've still got this other side to him, which I feel like the best time for him in terms of as a character is probably the second movie. That's probably the best you're gonna see of him is that movie, which, as you say, you need to watch like the first I think it's first 4 seasons before you can watch that movie. It's between like 4 and 5. So you need to watch that before you can watch it. I mean, you can sort of jump into it, but you won't get as much emotional attachment.
Yeah.
You won't know their struggles to get to that point.
Technically, you've watched.
I watched the first one before I even watched any episode.
We made you watch
and I enjoyed it, but I didn't understand a lot of it. But when I went back and watched it again after watching the series, you got a lot more. I got a lot more information. Like, oh yeah, I know what this character's like. Oh yeah, that makes sense why this is like this now. Oh, that's pretty cool. I understand that. Oh, that's a flashback there. Oh, that's pretty cool. I understand it a lot more. Whereas you can jump into it and just go for it in terms of the films, but you won't know as much as you do when you watch it. And obviously, you need to watch the pilot to understand a lot of it, and it does a good job of making you want to watch the rest.
There's the intro as well. It shows all the characters that we're going to see.
Yeah, in the,
all of 1A, and you're there like, so when's it going to meet these people? Yeah, what their powers look so cool? What are their powers?
Yeah, there's like the little shots, isn't it? There's the picture shots of in between them all, which is quite cool. It's got a kick-ass theme as well. It's a nostalgic kick-ass theme.
Definitely. And
it's got a decent intro theme as well. A decent intro animation. It just has everything you want. It's a very good episode for a very good show.
Yeah, definitely. I knew it was something you'd like because
superheroes.
It's almost like you're obsessed with like Marvel and DC.
I mean, most of the cut off the bottom there is Marvel. The only ones aren't is I can see Lion King, I can see fucking Star Wars, I can see Jaws, King Kong, and I can see fucking DuckTales. Other than that, It's just all Marvel.
Yeah, literally.
I mean, I've got fucking Marvel posters in different fucking places in the room.
Harley Quinn standing there, DC.
And so I've got Marvel and DC.
Yeah.
It's like it's something obviously you knew I love, and I got hooked. Heck, I brought the box set of the first 2 films. As soon as the fucking third film comes out, I'm gonna buy that on Blu-ray because I need the collection. I need the trilogy. I need to watch the third film. I need it. But yeah, first episode is well to hook you in. Definitely. Okay, so what would you give it then?
What do you think?
Am I gonna? Okay, so if I'm gonna write down here now, am I giving this the first position on the ranking?
Maybe.
My Hero. And am I giving this 100 out of 10?
I think we should consult that little figure over there. It says 100 on it.
Oh, I was like, that card didn't say 100.
No, figure.
The figure says 100. Okay,
100. Definitely. Died 100, okay.
Is that your thing, Nez? You have to give at least 100 per series.
Yeah. At least one thing has to be 100, okay?
Okay, so that's simple. That puts My Hero Academia straight to the top, pushing everything down by at least 1. So at the halfway point, My Hero Academia sitting very solidly at the top.
Probably won't change.
Probably won't change unless I fucking find something that makes you go, fucking hell, that was really good.
It's like, wow, I didn't know Ben 10's an anime.
And obviously Cabaneri sits at our bottom position. But to be fair, everyone you've rated is over 70, so
yeah,
that's still better.
Start off.
Yeah.
There's been no shit.
There's been no mediocre ones you've given. Whereas obviously the last 2 ones you've done series wise, there's been at least 1 or 2 that have been below 50, so mediocre. Heck, I think you give at least 1 out of 10 once. The only time you've actually done like the legit fucking rating. But yeah, so yeah, halfway point done. We've got a mixture of 1, 2. We've got at least another 3 horror left and 2 more kid-friendly ones. I threw in the kid-friendly ones at the end.
Of course.
I thought we'd end on a nice note. I thought we'd get all the horror out the way first, and then just ease into the kids ones at the end. So, the one that you know and I haven't seen, and one that we've both seen and grew up with. So it's all like that. I mean, there was meant to be Pokemon in there, but I've delayed that because I wanted the Supernatural.
Of course.
So yeah, halfway through.
Yeah. So, it's the next episode then, where it will be. Well, I don't know what it's going to be, but it's going to be good, I think.
It's going to be great. Plus Ultra!
The fuck is wrong with you?
Cringy, wasn't it?
A little bit. Yeah, it only works in anime.
If you like what you've seen, don't be afraid to throw us a little like and subscribe. That's always very appreciated over here. And, well, I'll see you on the next video.